If you want to overcome jealousy, here's how to overcome it in 7 easy steps.
If you've got jealousy issues, we don't have to tell you how big of a problem it is. You already know.
You're probably feeling afraid, confused, embarrassed, alone, possibly out of control, angry, uncertain, unsafe. You may even be wondering if you're ever going to feel normal again.
You're constantly worrying about who your partner's with, what they're doing, what kind of emails she's getting, who he's talking to on the cell phone, if he's watching porn, how much she notices attractive people, and you're seething inside as you think that it's just a matter of time before they bolt out the door and leave you behind.
In spite of all the reassurance that your partner may be giving you, there's still this part of you deep inside that thinks it's just a matter of time until you're alone.
Somewhere inside you know that if you could put an end to these terrible feelings of jealousy, you would be able to have the life, love, and relationships you've always wanted. You'd also feel a whole lot calmer, more peaceful, and not so stressed out all the time.
Well, this short video is about how to overcome jealousy in 7 easy steps. By the way, we're relationship coaches Susie and Otto Collins, and not only are we authors, speakers, and relationship coaches, but we've also been through this ordeal called jealousy, and we've lived to come out the other side and to tell you about it and to give you some tips. We've created a relationship better than we ever thought we'd have by doing some of the simple things to make big changes in our lives that we're going to tell you about in just a moment.
So know that if you don't solve the problem of jealousy in your life, it will destroy your relationship or marriage.
To overcome jealousy, you just have to put into practice some simple steps and ideas that we're about to share with you.
When we first got together in our relationship, when we went out to parties or social events where there were lots of other women, I was constantly worried about who Otto was talking to and what he was doing. To make a long story short, we were headed down a long road of disaster until we got jealousy under control in our relationship.
Because of all the blame, judgments, accusations, worry, and fear, jealousy could have ended our relationship, and it could end yours too if you don't do some things to kill this green-eyed monster called jealousy. Now, like a lot of people, we were totally embarrassed about jealousy being an issue in our relationship, but we figured out that we couldn't let a little embarrassment keep us from creating what we really wanted. You might be embarrassed too, but don't let it stop you from dealing with the problem.
If you're looking for tips on how to overcome jealousy, here are 7 things we did when we had the problem, and we're sure that they'll help you as well.
First, recognize that jealousy is an issue, and know that it's a habit that can be changed. One of the biggest problems with overcome jealousy is that most people want to pretend that it isn't there. Meanwhile, all the time you're pretending jealousy isn't a big deal for you, this resistance to acknowledging the issue is actually making the issue bigger, and you don't even recognize it. We didn't. So our suggestion is this: look at it squarely in the eyes and recognize that jealousy is an issue. Look at it as like any other habit that you can change and that you're committed to changing.
Number 2, look at the pain it's causing and what you're feeling. You have to look at the pain it's causing in your life and really tune in to what you're feeling, and use this pain as a catalyst to help you make the changes you want to make in order to whip this problem right now.
Let's face it, when you've got jealousy issues, you feel awful. You have that terrible knot in your stomach. You're overly sensitive. You're fearful. You feel like it's not possible to have the love you want because you're constantly looking over your shoulder. If you're watching this right now and wondering how looking at the pain jealousy is causing will help you overcome the problem, consider this. When you truly see what pain you're in, you'll have the fuel to want to make changes that will bring you what it is you really want.
Number 3, examine what is true and what isn't. Jealousy is about real or imagined fears, and we invite you to take an honest look at what's actually going on. Is your partner doing what you think they're doing, or do you think they're innocent? This isn't as hard as it may sound. Your gut will tell you what's really going on if you listen, and if you constantly look at the facts.
Recognize and question the stories you're telling yourself. If you've got a jealousy issue, you're probably making up stories in your head about what's really happening. You have to recognize your stories that you're creating as just thoughts that are coming up, and know that whenever you think these jealous thoughts, that they may not be true. Whenever you recognize the thought about something that brings up jealousy for you, ask yourself, is this thought, is it true or not? If it isn't true, then you have to make a mental shift. If it is true, you have some decisions and some new agreements to make, possibly even with your partner.
Number 5, shift your attitude from fear to empowerment. Whether the jealousy stories you're telling yourself are true or not, you have to make the shift from fear to empowerment in order to deal with jealousy. And here's why. If you're fearful, you will continue to undermine your relationship and yourself by speaking and acting from that place inside you that feels small and not worthy. And you won't be able to deal with what you know you have to deal with, which may include setting and keeping some boundaries. A way to begin empowering yourself is to say this phrase or something like it to yourself whenever you feel fearful. I matter. Take a breath, and then with your mind, feel into the center of you. Feel the knowing that you do matter. Keep practicing when you feel low and afraid.
Next, let go of emotional baggage from your past and focus on the present moment. If you're jealous, you're probably stuck in something that happened in the past. It may have nothing to do with what's happening right now. It may be something that happened years ago in this relationship and you're having trouble forgetting it, even if you're not conscious of it. Maybe someone in your past had an affair or wasn't totally honest, and you remember it every time your current partner does something similar that may have nothing to do with what happened in the past. Maybe your current partner did something to cause you to mistrust him or her. You see, no matter what it is, to overcome jealousy, you have to make peace with what happened in the past and know that your past does not have to be your present or your future. Know that you can have a different experience in your present.
One of the best ways to bring yourself into the present and leave the past behind is to build trust with clear, honest communication. Going back to our example of jealousy in our own lives and how we overcame it, one of the things we did was to have open and honest conversations about how each of us felt, and then talk about some ways we could help each other in situations where jealousy became an issue for us. If you have a partner who will support you, try opening up and talking about how they can help you when jealousy comes up. It might be a show of affection, or a look across the room, or email or text message throughout the day, just to let you know they are thinking about you. If you don't have a partner who you think will support you in making the changes you want to make, let them know how important this is and how much you would like their help. If they're thinking it's just your issue, let them know that even though this may be true, it still affects both of you. And then focus on making some of these simple changes and what you want to create in your relationship.
The moment you make the commitment to something greater than you have in this moment, the moment you say, I'm no longer going to let this stand in my way of having the love and connection that I want, then you are telling jealousy to stand back as you move forward to creating the life that you really want. When you do these things we're talking about, it's going to affect your relationships in life in so many positive ways you can't even believe it. So can you do this? Absolutely. It just takes commitment and practicing the 7 steps we told you about. If you'd like to discover more ideas about overcoming jealousy from us, then we invite you to sign up for our free course on overcoming jealousy that's available from our website at nomorejealousy.com. Once again, it's a free course and it's available from nomorejealousy.com.